Well, for more on the US presidential race, let's bring in Tom Switzer from the US Studies Centre. And Tom,
Andrew,
does Santorum's withdrawal now all but guarantee Romney's nomination for the Republican Party?
Yeah, I think it does. Santorum won about 280 delegates. He'll keep most of them and hold them for the conference in late August, early September in Tampa. But this virtually guarantees the nomination for Mitt Romney, and I think that it's fair to say that, barring a miracle, he will definitely be the candidate. So all the talk over the next 6 to 8 months will now be about Mitt Romney and Barack Obama.
Now, of course, Santorum did attract significant support, and essentially, I guess that highlights the ongoing divisions within the Republican Party, and also the reservations within the party about Romney's conservative credentials.
Absolutely. I mean, this race, right from the outset, 18 months ago now, goes back to this key issue. To what extent is Mitt Romney conservative? Can he really carry the evangelical base that really makes up an important constituency of the Republican Party? And all the available evidence indicates that he is struggling to win over those conservatives. They see him as either a closet left liberal, which is heresy in American conservative ranks, or as a chronic flip-flopper. But I think there's a growing awareness now, even among a lot of the Tea Party activists, that Romney is their best candidate and he's their best chance of beating Barack Obama in November.
Now, Romney has now turned his attention to Barack Obama, and Obama likewise has turned his attention fully to Mitt Romney. How is this election campaign now likely to be fought out between now and November?
I think it'll be a battle of philosophies. President Obama will paint Mitt Romney as Mr. Monopoly Man without the cane and the top hat. He's the one, Barack Obama, who'll be better likely to represent the interests of working families and the middle-class Americans, whereas Mitt Romney will be more likely to represent the wealthy Americans. That's how Barack Obama will portray it.
In fact, Obama's saying that Romney is an out-of-touch millionaire and he's untrustworthy.
That's right.
Is that resonating with the public?
Well, it's not altogether clear. The poll suggests yes, but a lot can happen in the next 6 to 7 months. Romney's best chance is to make this campaign one about reforming government and reducing the size of government so that the country doesn't go bankrupt. It's also been a very lacklustre economic growth, probably the most sluggish economic recovery in the United States since the Great Depression. So these are the buttons that Mitt Romney will press in the next 6 months. One thing he does have in his favour is the prospect of higher petrol prices. At the moment it's just around $3.90, possibly $4 a gallon. If it goes up to $5 a gallon during a northern summer, that could be real problems for the Democrat candidate and the campaign.
Well, I mean, a familiar refrain in US politics is, it's the economy, stupid.
Absolutely.
So is this what it comes down to? If the economy turns bad again in the US, then Obama is really under the pump? I
think so, and if you look at public figures, not since the Great Depression has an American president been re-elected when the unemployment rate is 7.4% or higher. It's now 8.2%, 8.3%. Most economists recognise it'll probably go down to 7.9%, but unlikely to get to that magic 7.4% mark. The other point to bear in mind, of course, is that if there is a strike in the Persian Gulf, if the Israelis engage in a preemptive strike on the Iranians, that will also put more upward pressure on petrol prices, and that could also cause more problems for the incumbent. Of course, to be fair, there's not a great deal any president can do to lower petrol prices, but nevertheless, the narrative, the Republicans will make the point that the Democrats are guilty of not reducing the size of unemployment and cutting petrol prices.
And as far as Romney and the Republicans are concerned, of course, Newt Gingrich and Ron Paul are still in that race for the Republican nomination. Are they now going to play the act of spoiler?
Well, to be fair to Ron Paul, his goal was never to win the nomination. His goal is more forward-thinking. He wants to set up the scene for a libertarian movement within the Republican Party to prosper and set the scene for his own son, Rand Paul, to run in 2016 or 2020 as a small government, neo-isolationist, anti-war, free market conservative. That was his goal always from the outset. Newt Gingrich, on the other hand, is really engaging in a bit of road rage. He's dirty that this negative campaign that the Romney campaign threw at him on the eve of the Iowa caucuses worked so well, and he hasn't really come to grips with the fact that he is damaged goods and he is heavily in debt.
Nonetheless, he could really be a nuisance.
Well, I don't know. I think eventually people will stop listening to him. Certainly, the Tea Party activists ultimately want to win this election for the Republicans, and their best candidate they recognise now is Mitt Romney.
Tom Switzer, thanks very much.
Thanks, Andrew.